And we are live, live, live. Thanks again, Young Pounders. How are you today? Let me know in the chat. I'm doing great. I'm just I just got off the phone with my mom and and on top of that, I read a book part of a book today, and I'll introduce my book later. But anyways, I just wanted to talk about how uh you know, God, He is going to unite Israel and the church, I believe, because He loves both Israel and the church, and He established both. Israel is a nation, and the church is also a nation, but it is a nation of many tongues and many peoples. The Bible says we are a royal priesthood and a chosen nation. So, uh, the Israel represents, I mean, the olive tree represents Israel and the lampstand represents the church. You know, these two, symbolism of both is there in the Bible. Israel is the adulteress, but the church is the harlot, you see. And so Leah represents Israel because she birthed all of Israel's children except for Joseph and Benjamin. And Rachel represents the church more so because the church is beautiful, see, in human eyes and desirable. That's why she becomes the harlot, you see. She is tempted by this world and the power that she has. And so she puts it on display for everybody to see, just like a harlot. But only Jesus can recognize the harlot for who she truly is, and that's Jesus, the Redeemer. See how in the story of Ruth, you have Boaz who redeems Ruth and saves her from an unknown future. And she becomes the great grandmother of King David. And so you can see how God's story is worked and woven in a miraculous way. I mean, he takes care of the least of these and makes them all a part of his story, you know. You have Rahab the harlot as well, who is also a part of King David's lineage and a part of Jesus's lineage as well. And so, because of this, I want to introduce my book to you. But for now, I'm not going to do that because I'm going to talk to you about, a discussion I had. All right, so I was on Twitch and I was discussing my faith, which I normally do. And so I said that Alexander the Great, there's less evidence for Alexander the Great than for Jesus. So he posted a video that he claimed refuted that. However, during the video, you can see that the commentator actually confirmed exactly what I said. So it's interesting that other people understand that there's more evidence for Jesus. However, I want to explain that if it ever happened where they were able to disprove Jesus, which I don't think would ever happen, but if it were possible that they could do this, then I would still believe because there's no reason not to. And see how we have freedom from God to be able to worship and to be able to acknowledge Jesus as the Son of God, even when the world tells us something different. And so we can stick with the truth rather than the lie. Unfortunately, this person has a lot of spiritual knowledge. He knew what Adventures in Odyssey was, and McGee and Me, and all these other shows that I was introduced to when I was a child. So it's interesting how he actually knows the truth. But he denies the power of it, you see, another form of atheistic Christianity. And, you know, it would be better if we just denied Christ altogether as a country, because Jesus wants us hot or cold, on fire for him or cold to him, so that we deny him. Because Jesus can do something if we deny him, but he can't do anything if we're lukewarm, and we are lukewarm. But take heart, my brothers and sisters. If we endure, we will gain a crown. It's like the song says, in this life we carry the old rugged cross, but someday we will exchange that cross for a crown. Yes, and it might be more than one crown that you receive. And you know, it's in the end the truth that Jesus is the Son of God, you know. And so I have been even in the Navy, the women drank Navy. I will go get my book for you, and I'll refresh my coffee. I'll be right back. This is the book I'm reading. See, you don't often hear about the women in the Bible. They get overlooked, you know. Women get overlooked sometimes, and so, but God, He has made sure that we don't have to overlook them any longer. And through Shannon Bream, we have a really nice book that goes into even Rachel and Leah. See how they are. I think those two represent Israel and the church. And the reason for this is that Leah bore all the children for Israel, but Rachel had Joseph and Benjamin. And in Sunday school, we always learn about Joseph, you see. And so Rachel represents the church because Joseph is learned about in Sunday school. We don't learn as much about the other brothers, And so I think that's the church, God's way of causing us to see that Rachel represents the church, even though she weeps for her children of Israel, you know. She knows that she represents the church, and that's just a fact, you know. There's a psalm I want to play for you from the Psalms Project. It's Psalm 18. But rather than let me play it for you, let me read it for you, and then I'll play it for you. All right, here it is. Psalm 18, the chief musician, a psalm of David, the servant of the Lord, who spake unto the Lord the words of this song in the day that the Lord delivered him from the hand of all of his enemies and from the hand of Saul. And he said, I will love thee, O Lord, my strength. The Lord is my rock and my fortress and my deliverer. My God, my strength, in whom I will trust, my buckler and the horn of my salvation and of my high tower. I will call upon the Lord, who is worthy to be praised. So I shall be saved from mine enemies. So God, he saved King David from Saul. See? And so now Jesus, David is praising the Lord for this and calling on the name of the Lord. And so verse 4 says, the sorrows of death compassed me, and the floods of ungodly men made me afraid. The sorrows of hell compassed me about, the snares of death prevented me. In my distress I called upon the Lord and cried unto my God. He heard my voice out of his temple, and my cry came before him, even into his ears. And the earth shook and trembled. The foundations also of the hills moved and were shaken, as he was wroth. There went up a smoke out of his nostrils, and fire out of his mouth devoured. Coals were kindled by it. He bowed the heavens also, and it came down, and darkness was under his feet. And he rode upon a cherub, and did fly. Yea, he did fly upon the wings of the wind. He made darkness his secret place, his pavilion round about him, where dark waters and thick clouds of the skies. At the brightness that was before him, his thick clouds passed hailstones and coals of fire. The Lord also thundered in the heavens, and the highest gave his voice, hailstones and coals of fire. Yea, he sent out arrows and scattered them, and he shot out lightnings and discomfited them. Then the channels of waters were seen, and the foundations of the world were discovered at thy rebuke, O Lord, at the blast of the breath of thy nostrils. He sent them, he sent from above. He took me. He drew me out of many waters. He delivered me from my strong enemy and from them which hated me, for they were too strong for me. They prevented me in the day of my calamity. But the Lord was my stay. He brought me forth into a large place. He delivered me because he delighted in me. See, so the Lord delighted in King David. The Bible says that King David was close, was a man after God's own heart. See, the Lord rewarded me according to my righteousness, according to the cleanness of my hands. Hath he compensed me, for I have kept the ways of the Lord, and I have not wickedly departed from God. For all his judgments were before me, and I did not put away his statutes from me. I was also upright before him, and I kept myself from mine iniquity. Wow, amazing, David. Therefore hath the Lord recompensed me according to my righteousness, according to the cleanness of my hands in his eyesight. With the merciful thou wilt show thyself merciful. With an upright man thou wilt show thyself upright. With the pure thou wilt show thyself pure. With the froward thou wilt show thyself froward. For thou wilt save the afflicted people, but wilt bring down high looks. So God does not love the proud. That's why I'm against Pride Month, because pride itself is a sin. It's not just what it's celebrating, but pride is itself a sin. For by thee I have run through a troop, and by my God I have leaped over a wall. As for God, his way is perfect. The word of the Lord is tried. He is a buckler to all those that trust in him. So a buckler is like a shield. So he is a shield to those who trust in him. For who is God save the Lord? Or who is a rock save our God? It is God that girdeth me with strength, and maketh my way perfect. He maketh my feet like hinds' feet, and he setteth me upon high places. He teacheth my hands to war, so that a bow of steel is broken by mine arms. Thou hast also given me the shield of thy salvation, and thy right hand hath holden me up, and tiny gentleness hath made me great. Thou hast enlarged my steps under me, that my feet did not slip. I have pursued mine enemies and overtaken them. Neither did I turn again till they were consumed. I have wounded them that were not able to rise. They are fallen under my feet. For thou hast girded me with strength unto the battle. Thou hast subdued me under those that rose up against me. Thou hast also given me the necks of mine enemies, that I might destroy them that hate me. They cried, but there was none to save them, even unto the Lord, but he answered them not. Then did I beat them small as the dust before the wind. I did cast them out as the dirt in the streets. Thou hast delivered me from the strivings of the people, and thou hast made me the head of the heaven. The heathen, a people whom I have not known, shall serve me. As soon as they hear of me, they shall obey me. The strangers shall submit themselves unto me. The strangers shall fade away and be afraid out of their close places. The Lord liveth. I wonder what that means. The Lord liveth, and blessed be my rock, and let the God of my salvation be exalted. It is God that avengeth me, and subdueth the people under me. He delivereth me from my enemies. Yea, thou liftest me up above those that rise up against me. Thou hast delivered me from the violent man. Therefore I will give thanks unto thee, O Lord, among the heathen, and sing praises unto thy name. Great deliverance giveth he to his king, and he showeth mercy unto his anointed, to David, and to his seed forevermore. That was Psalm 18. Uh, David was triumphant, and he had uh, survived Saul. So he celebrated by writing that song, and a number of songs come from that song. I gave a hint for one earlier. Now I'm going to play you the psalm for Psalm 18, okay? From the Psalms Project. Shane Hellman sings this one. All right. So the psalm has ended, and I think it's time to wrap up my live stream. The peace of Christ be upon you. Thank you for watching.